In this quick tip, I will show you the basics of lighting an interview with only one light. In this short video, I will talk about lighting a classic interview setup using only one lamp. Please mind that lighting in general is a very complex topic, and covering anything beyond basics is not within the scope of this quick tip video. The purpose is to give you a quick tip on how to work with limited equipment. I chose to focus on indoor setup because it is usually less demanding on equipment. Shooting outdoors, when you want to do it right, usually requires stronger lights, more flags, diffusions, and so on. But it of course depends on location and the look you are after. Generally, in an indoor location, you have more control over light. Light setups for filming an interview can get very complex and include many light sources. Usually the interview light setup consists of at least 3 lights. Key light, which is your main light source, fill light, which fills up the shadows on the other side of the talent's face, and a background light, which creates a nice rim around the talent's head and separates him or her from the background. The background itself also gets separate lighting. When working with only one light source, it automatically becomes your key light. In my example, I am working with the Sunwell FB21, which is a 2x1 flexible bicolor LED panel. I added a grid to the panel to minimize light spill on the sides. The first thing to remember, when you are choosing the location for the interview, leave as much space as possible between your talent and the background. Firstly, it will be easier to leave the background blurry and optically separate your talent from the background. Secondly, it will keep the background stay unaffected by your key light. In a traditional two-way conversation interview, the talent should look into the space across the broad side of the image. The position of the key light should be next to the camera on the same side where the interviewer sits. The light should be coming from the broad side of the image on the talent's face. Generally, when filming an interview, you want to get soft shadows on your talent's face. There are 2 factors that play a key role in achieving soft shadows: the size of your light and the distance to the talent. The shadows get softer when the light source gets larger or when it gets moved closer to the face. If you have a small light source, you can bounce it off a wall or a reflector to soften it. Because in my setup there is no fill light to compensate the shadows on the talent's face, I will have to position the key light more carefully to find that sweet spot. Depending on the desired look, I can either move the light further away from the camera and get more shadows and sort of a dramatic look, or I can move it closer to the camera to get smaller shadows. Just know that when the key light gets too close to the camera, it will make the talent's face look too flat. If your talent wears eyeglasses, like me, you might have to adjust the position of your key light to not get reflections of the light in the glasses. Usually it helps to move the light upwards or sideways. Even when you are limited with only one light source, you can always bounce it. This could be helpful in creating a fake fill light by placing the reflector correctly. You can play with the reflector and position it wherever it suits to fill a darker area with a little more light. When it comes to background, it should always be lit separately from the talent in the foreground. If you only have your key light, you can try to use practicals that are already available on location. If you are not familiar with this term, practical is a light source which can be seen in the frame. For example, a home lamp, computer screen, LED stripe, and so on. Practicals also have a decorative purpose, so to say. Depending on the location, weather, and time of the day, you might also be able to use a window as one light source to complement your only available lamp. Just keep in mind that the intensity of light coming in through the window can rapidly change and ruin your shot. As you get more experience and adhere to the simple rules, you can start breaking them and create an entirely different light design depending on the look and mood you want to achieve. That's it guys, thank you for watching, let me know what you think about the video, and don't forget to subscribe for more filmmaking content.